Welcome back. We meet once again. And if you're like me, hopefully you're not at all like me. The world seems a bit unusual at the moment, a little surreal, especially the real estate market. And as the saying goes, if it seems too good to be true, it just may be. So, is this going to be like 2008 all over again? A repeat? Deja vu? Let's take a look, and we're going to find out. Actually, I'm going to cut to the chase, and I'm going to show you why this market is not, keyword is not, like the crash of 2008. Just like Joe Friday, my good pal here, said, these are the facts, ma'am. And there's no housing bubble bursting on the horizon either. All good news. So here we go. Here's the facts. And they're based upon the fundamental law of supply and demand. Laws, okay? They're laws. Okay, we all know shortage of homes are on the market. Just ask any buyer and they'll tell you there's a shortage. So, no need to comment on the obvious. However, let's look at why demand is high. So we're looking at the demand side of the equation. And why demand will remain high for the foreseeable future. That's a key point. Primary reason why demand is going to stay high? It's because of the population increase. This chart behind me shows that by 2030, the Texas population will increase from 30 million, as the chart shows, to nearly 35 million. That's an amazing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Imagine that. 5 million new people, 5 million new residents in just over 8 years in Texas. Of these, over 40% are from out of the state. And where are these people moving to? That's a good question. Where are they moving to in Texas? Many are moving right here to Fort Bend County. This graph shows just how rapid the growth rate is. In 2010, the population was a little over, as the chart shows, a little over 590,000. In 2021, though, it's projected to be nearly 860,000. That means Fort Bend County's population increased by, let me see what it increased by. Well, it increased by an amazing 270,000 new residents. That, even more impressively, that's nearly 1,000 people per workday, every day. 1,000 new residents. As additional insight, in 2021, Fort Bend County will add nearly 24,000 more residents. As insight, comparison, that's nearly 1.5 times the entire population of Cinco Ranch. So just imagine that. Every year, growing the size of Cinco Ranch. Okay, all right. But where in Fort Bend County are those people moving to? You guessed it. Right here in Fulshear, Texas. One of the fastest growing cities in America. That's why there will always be demand for more housing in our area. And that's good news. Chart behind me again, another one, shows that the population of Fulshear, and this is amazing, in 2016 was, well, I was going to say just 20,795, but wait until you see what it's headed towards. Impressively, it's projected to reach a total of 100,000 residents within the next 5 years. Imagine that, 100,000. Certainly not the small town I remember when I moved here. In fact, when you came into Fulshear off of 1093, there was the sign that said, population, Fulshear, Texas, 797 people. Imagine that. All right, everybody bored by all the stats and graphs and charts yet? Well, not nap time yet. Still got more to go. So now let's look at the overall market. Is it overheated? The answer is no, it's not. This graph, that one right there, shows the number of sales by month. That's sales by month. And it shows that they're following normal trend lines. They're confusing with all all the different colors, but you can see generally that this year is similar to the previous years. So this year is not much different than previous years. And this graph shows the number of sales by price range. And this has been pretty consistent too over the previous 3 years, except in the $500,000 to $600,000 price range, which you can see obviously spiked. However, as shown in the next graph, sales prices are up sharply. In fact, look at that, it's almost a straight line. Not a surprise, though, just you can ask any buyer or seller, prices are up. But that price ought to be a wake-up call for sellers, not a better time. This last graph, last one, promise, shows the inverse relationship between home sales and interest rates. And what that means is, as rates go up, home sales go down, and vice versa. Good news, the Fed just announced that interest rates will continue to remain at historic lows. That is great news for buyers. So in the short term, interest rates won't be a factor that significantly impact the market. All in all, the facts, just the facts, ma'am, show that the patient, here's our patient, is doing surprisingly well. And the prognosis, well, the prognosis is no major changes in the immediate future. And that is surreal, okay? So, thanks again for watching, and there's even more exciting information below. So hopefully you'll read the rest of the report. Again, thank you.